Yule Night. I'm Kia, and on this channel I talk all about my move from Munich to LA, exploring LA, cultural differences and life. And since celebrating Yuletide and Yule Night is something that is very popular in Germany, and I figured out that it is not so popular here in the US, I decided to do this series on the 12 Yule Nights, where I will talk about the topic of the day, journaling prompts, and little rituals you can do to support your Yuletide season. If you want to know more about it, I suggest you going back to the first video where I did the introduction on Yuletide. And if you just follow every day along, I will always give you some information you may need. So today is Yule Night number 4. Yule nights and Yule days always start at sunset the one day and go to sunset the next day. So today we have December 27th and we start at sunset and we end on sunset December 28th, when you will get my next video. Okay, let's dive right in. The topic of the day is peace. Peace within, peace with others, peace in relationships, and also very connected to that is acceptance. The month that we're now looking at is April, so April 2024. The sign that is corresponding with this Yule night is Aries. The two oils I want to suggest to you today, that if you have them at home, you could grab right now while you're watching this video and support yourself a little bit with it. But at least later on, maybe when you're journaling or when you're just reflecting on the questions I'm giving you, or when we do our little ritual, it's always nice to have an essential oils to support you with. If you don't have any, don't panic. It's totally okay. If you want some, you can always pop me a message and we'll get you some. So the first oil I want to introduce to you today is lavender, because lavender has the potential of increasing peace between people. So if you feel like you're in an unease state with someone, you can work with lavender and get some peace into that relationship. The other oil that's always great, but especially in this Yule night also, is frankincense. Frankincense is an oil that really helps you to look at things with the perspective of love. And when we look at things from the perspective of love, we are very much able to find that peace within us, but also the peace with others. So what peace really is, it's self-assurance, but it's also a lot of self-knowledge. If you are sure about yourself, but also when you know yourself, like when you really get onto that journey of getting to know yourself, knowing where your weaknesses are, knowing where your strengths are, knowing what your patterns are, knowing what your trauma is, like what have you experienced in this lifetime, consciously but also unconsciously, that guides you. You know, sometimes very unconsciously we're guided by our patterns, by our old trauma. And if we really get into that journey of knowing ourselves, that's what we can generate a lot of peace within. And only if we find the peace within ourselves, we are really able to bring that peace out into our relationships, into our surroundings. Because if you're not aligned with yourself, when you're not in rhythm with yourself, you may be very explosive or very impatient or just very unkind towards others. It's always about generating the peace within us and then being able to bring it out to really be in a peaceful relationship with our family, friends, partner, our home also. And then peace is really a lot about self-acceptance or acceptance in general. Because when you're able to accept things how they are and not constantly trying to pull on things, to control things, you can get in that state of inner peace, but also in peace with others. If you are not willing to accept things you can't change, it's going to be difficult. So change what you can change, but accept what you cannot change, at least what you may not be able to change in this moment. So there are different levels of peace, and in one of my last videos I have introduced the Wheel of Life to you. And if you haven't watched that video yet, then please jump back. I'll link down below also. And the journaling questions, or also the reflecting questions I will introduce to you in a moment, are questions that can really help you to assess your Wheel of Life. So it's a really nice exercise you can do with this topic today. The first level of peace is the peace with our body. You can ask yourself, am I in peace with my body? Or are there parts of my body, or maybe behavior, that I don't like, that I judge, that I mistreat? The second thing is, am I in peace with my mind, with my thoughts? So you are not your thoughts, right? Your essence is not your thoughts. We have a million thoughts going through our head every day, over and over, and some are just circling, and you are not that. You are actually what can decide if you want to react to a thought or if you not want to react to a thought. And that knowledge, that realization that you have the choice in reacting or not reacting to your thoughts, that will generate a lot of peace in you. So ask yourself, am I in peace with my thoughts, with my mind? Then you can ask yourself, am I in peace with my family, with my friends, with my colleagues, with my partner? Or are there things I constantly judge, or I just don't like, or that are getting on your nerves? As I have mentioned before, this time of Yuletide is a time where the veils are lifted, where the threshold to the other world is very, very thin, and it's very, very easy to get in contact with our ancestors. So also, to find peace within yourself is sometimes a lot connected to being in peace with your ancestors and with your family line going back generations. Something you can do today is light a candle for them. Light a candle and maybe even do the forgiveness ritual, or just, sit for a moment and think about them and get in contact with them. Maybe ask them if they need something from you. And so this is also something that can generate a lot of peace within you. Then you can ask yourself, am I in peace with society? Am I in peace with my surroundings? Like, am I in peace with the people that are just, that I meet on the street, for example? And am I in peace with my apartment, with my setting, with my workspace, with all of my surroundings? And then we get into the question, am I in peace with Mother Earth and nature? So do I feel peaceful with nature? Do I feel held? Am I able to trust? So that is what the peace in that regard makes. The last question you can ask yourself, or you can reflect on, am I in peace with my spirits? Am I connected to the spiritual world, God, whatever it may be for you, the universal love, the universe? And that is something that is very, very powerful. And if you build your spiritual connection, it will also help you much to get in a state of peace. The ritual we are doing today is the purple flame. And you can close your eyes now and take a deep breath in. And then exhale with a sigh and let everything go. And now you start picturing a purple flame within your inner eye. You can picture and visualize a candle with a flame, and then slowly let this flame turn purple. And the purple flame is the flame of transformation. It is very powerful. And then let this flame get bigger and bigger. And now imagine you're giving everything into that flame that keeps you from being in peace. In peace with yourself, in peace with your body, with your mind, with your thoughts, with the people around you, with your family, your partner, with your apartment, with society, with Mother Earth and nature, and with your spirits. Whatever keeps you from that peace, give it into the flame. Also, if you have belief systems that you want to get rid of, blockages, problems, whatever it is that feels to you like a burden, that feels heavy, that feels like it's blocking you, it's keeping you, give it into the flame and let the flame burn it. Take here 2 long breaths. And you can keep going here, or you can slowly come back into the here and now and open your eyes. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you for doing this ritual with me. And please thank yourself for taking the time and going conscious through this very magic time of Yuletide and the Yule Nights. And I will see you tomorrow for the 5th Yule Night. Please don't forget to subscribe so you get a reminder when the next video is up. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow.